Hey everyone, I'm Kate with But Why Though, a geek community. I'm really excited to talk to y'all today because out of all of Jujutsu Kaisen, I have wanted more of the trio of Panda, Toge, and Maki. Like, y'all are amazing, and Jujutsu Kaisen Zero is such a wonderful way to get more of y'all's characters and also introduce new fans who may be coming into the series. Y'all get to be that tentpole now. So one of the first things I wanted to ask was, how does it feel? Like, what is the feeling of going to a feature film from doing a series?
I mean, the animation is really gorgeous to look at.
The animation is so sexy. Oh my gosh.
I love that our showcase, the showcase for our three characters, is the most Jujutsu Kaisen that you can be. It's the most amazing looking. It's the biggest screen. You know, I love that those other three people who we don't need to talk about aren't in the movie. You know, you can quote me on that.
Oh no. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna jump into the group chat and I'm gonna tell them.
We're all buddies. We're all best friends. But no, it's such a cool way to showcase our characters. We get to tell our moms that we're in a movie in the theaters, you know, and they don't have to get on a crazy internet site and not do things they don't know how to do.
Yeah. Especially for it to be distributed in such a way, you know, like imagine, I mean, I've done like one other project that had a theatrical release, but like actually getting to sit in a theater, like surrounded by other people and getting to watch this project we did, it really puts it on a different scale than, you know, me sitting and it's like, oh, it's Friday, like, you know, the new episode dropped, time to watch it. Television can be a lot more of a small personal experience when you go to see something in a theater. It's a lot more communal. And getting to, and also just literally the scale, like computer screen, television screen, movie screen,
IMAX.
And this movie's in IMAX, which it should be because the animation, as I will continue to say, is so sexy. It's I mean, I was really excited because of COVID. I was like, oh, are we going to get an actual theatrical release? I don't know where we're going to be. Like, you know, when we started recording it, it was like the height of Omicron. So I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. And now, like next week, you know, people are going to be seeing this in theaters, which is just insane and so exciting.
And I will say, as somebody who has watched the screener probably more times than you're supposed to watch a screener, I am still going to go see this in IMAX because the animation, like you said, sexy, superb. Insert every superlative
buttery
there.
Smooth.
Butter. Oh no, we're all going. We're going as a family as well. Family lies in like the JJ.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of dig in a little bit to y'all's characters because voice acting wise and just character wise, all of you three are so different from each other. Yeah. And I wanted to know what really goes into getting prepared for your characters, and also, do you all have the ability to kind of play off of each other like while you're recording, or do you just kind of have to trust that you know how the other person's going to act something out?
Well, we all recorded independently, and I have the very rare, not privilege, but being able to say I was the first person to record on the movie. So I went in and there was nothing. It was just me and the M&E. And I, you know, obviously with Panda and with Toge, and you know, and also with like obviously with a Gojo and everyone, it's like I know who they are, I know them as characters, but I didn't know, like for instance, how Kaylee was going to approach Yuta, and it was interesting, and in a weird way, it was actually kind of a cool experience because Maki kind of, certainly at first, is kind of like, I don't care about Yuta. Yuta is like just like a nuisance to me right now, and I can't believe I have to guide this person through. So it was almost kind of interesting to not hear her through that and be able to just kind of shut my ears in a way that Maki kind of does at first to who Yuta is. But then, you know, we got to some of the really tender moments and I was like, I wish I could hear Kaylee. Like, I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Did Xander, you recorded after Matthew and I, right? Or did you come in for Matthew?
I think I was in before Matthew, and I was also in before Kaylee, which again, like Allegra said, it's so much nicer when the other person is recorded first, because acting is reacting. It's nice getting their energy and being able to play off of that. So when you have to record by yourself, you just got to use your imagination and trust the director is going to make sure it all sounds good at the end of the day.
Yeah, we had a director to work on the movie with, who I felt like really understood the tone, really understood how much deeper the movie was as far as character development and that sort of thing, and so really helped us through those moments.
Yeah, for sure.
And to get into a little bit of y'all's characters individually, Xander, I need to know, is it hard to portray emotion through such little dialogue? Because you do it really well. Like those moments where Toge doesn't speak in sushi components actually hit really, really hard, in a way that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So I wanted to know what goes into being able to kind of show a range of emotion in sushi components.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just kind of work together, me and the director, to figure out, okay, what is the intentionality here? What is he trying to say? Mm-hmm. And then you just try to play that, which is a slightly surreal experience. Obviously saying, tuna, but it's how many different ways can you say tuna? Tuna.
It's like the I am Groot,
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually a great comparison.
He has he has a few more words, just in the sense that it's not the same sentence over and over again, but really it's the same sort of thing. How do you communicate when that's all you can say?
Yeah. So it's really just finding the intention and then just trying to be true to that.
There's a specific moment, no spoilers, where Toge actually says what's on his mind, and in a way he kind of it feels like a broken rule. And it's a very intense moment, and I actually went back and scrubbed through it and watched it several times, because I was oh my god, what God, these characters shine so much in this movie. It's so exciting.
They really do. And onto Matthew, one of the reasons I love Panda is that he has a switch, and once it flips from cuddly, everybody's best friend, let's get your girl type, to okay, no, we're fighting. We're gonna take the shortest path. I'm gonna bust through these walls, and we're gonna fight. How do you switch between these two pieces fairly seamlessly?
Ask my family. That's me. I am so lucky that they cast me as this character. I feel I feel like he's the most like me character that I've ever played. To the point where I totally understand. I mean, he's a mama bear, and I'm that way with my kids. Best buddies. Till the end of the earth for everything for them. But if you mess with them, you're gonna get thrown through a wall or something like that, and and I think there are very few people in my life that have seen that happen, but when they see that happen, they're like, don't mess with that guy, and it comes from a deep love, Panda has a lot of love and a lot of compassion, and if you mess with that, then it hurts real bad, for you and for him.
It's cute how the animation style changes for him when that happens too, because he's so soft and round and fluffy, and then he looks oh no, he's a murder bear now. He's almost more grisly than Panda when he goes sicko mode.
And I'm gonna call it sicko mode. And for you, Allegra, I'm going to be honest, I have a little bit of bias. Out of all the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, Maki is one of my favorites, because I decided to pick the emotional damage path and catch up with the manga. How
you doing?
Not
you
well.
You good?
Cried at 3 a.m. But what I wanted to ask you about Maki, and you kind of talked about it a little bit, there is that very that tough veneer, that I don't care veneer, that very quickly, not quickly, but softens over time, and getting to see you be vulnerable, it feels like the same character but a very different part of her. So what goes into kind of crafting a scene that is more emotional and something that is more aggressive and very blunt, honestly.
Yeah, mean was actually the word I've been using at the very beginning of the movie. She is just so mean to Yuta. And it's a very like, she feigns confidence because she doesn't have it. Like she chooses to try to act confident.
Yeah.
But everything about her in her past has said, you're going to fail. You're not good. You're no good. You're no good. You're a shame. You were a shame on our family. And it's very easy for her to put up walls as a result because she's had to her entire life. And the film allows her to take it apart brick by brick, both of her own volition and also because like, you know, the others are going like, take that brick down over there. So you start to really see who she can be, not who she is, but who she can be. And it's a really beautiful growth. It makes sense. Who she is at the beginning of the movie is completely justified based off of the treatment that she's had. And it was easy to fall into the anger of it. Especially because like, you know, Yuta swings in and knows nothing and yet is very powerful. And she's just like, I know everything, but I don't have the power. I have this, it's such an uphill climb for her, and the chip on her shoulder is so justified in that regard. But you know, there's just room for her to learn to smile and learn to trust and feel accepted and subsequently start to accept herself for who she is, rather than seeing it as a flaw, getting to appreciate the restriction. If the language it makes sense when you know it's not having a restriction, but like, it's not a flaw. It's just another way that she can approach the world. And it's harder, but she can be strong enough to surmount it. And rather than that being like I'm going to be strong enough to surmount it, as she is in the movie, in the series, she gets to be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it instead of I'm going to do it. So it's a nice, you see this, the edges start to smooth out, and that's what allows her to in the series become friends with Nobara and open up in that regard. So it's wonderful. I love her.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much. That's my time. It was really great to talk to y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too. I love the pink, by the way. I'm loving all the pink.
Thank you.